Retirement. We all think about it, right?
Right.
Often picturing, endless relaxation.
Absolutely. Golf courses, cruises, that sort of thing.
Yeah, but what if there's more to it? What if leaving work behind leaves a gap you didn't expect?
That's a really key point. We focus so much on the freedom gained,
Right.
but the Psychology Today article we're looking at today by Andrea Brandt, it makes you think about what you might actually lose. Things like routine, community.
Exactly. The article is called Four Secrets to Finding Purpose and Community After Retirement. It came out back in July 2019.
Hmm.
And our plan for this deep dive isn't, to scare anyone. It's the opposite. We want to pull out some really practical ideas from it.
To help you sort of navigate this transition proactively.
Yeah, to help you build a really fulfilling next chapter. To maybe get ahead of any potential feelings of sadness or anxiety that can sometimes pop up when that work structure disappears.
And the article kicks off with something pretty fundamental, this surprise factor, the way people genuinely miss the structure, the connections from their jobs.
Okay, let's unpack that a little because, honestly, most people probably dream of ditching the schedule, right?
You think so?
But there's this quote in the article. It says, sometimes we don't know what we're going to miss until it's gone. And structure and community are things you may be surprised to miss.
It really lands, doesn't it?
It does. I mean, think about it. Your job dictates so much of your day for decades, maybe. There's a rhythm. There are people you see every day.
Colleagues, yeah. Built-in social interaction.
And then suddenly, poof, that whole framework is gone. And while the freedom is great, that open space can feel, well, a bit overwhelming sometimes.
Definitely disorienting. And what's interesting is that structure isn't just about time management. It often gives us a sense of identity, purpose.
Even if you weren't thrilled with the job itself.
Exactly. Even if you counted down the minutes sometimes, it still provided that daily anchor. Regular contact with others, take that away, and, well, you might feel a bit adrift, even if you wanted to be adrift.
Which brings us to a really crucial idea the article pushes.
Yeah.
We need to reframe retirement. Look beyond just, endless holidays. Dr. Brand points out that after all those years working, learning, dealing with challenges, you, the listener, have become, as she puts it, wise, interesting, and interested.
That's a great way to put it.
Retirement shouldn't mean switching off that part of yourself, right? That curiosity, that desire to engage.
No, absolutely not. If you think about basic human needs, that drive for meaning, for connection, it doesn't just vanish when the paychecks stop.
Right.
All those years using your brain, interacting, solving problems that shapes who you are, those needs stick around.
Yeah, and the article uses this lovely phrase, retirement is an opportunity to slip the harness of career and run free.
I like that. Run free.
Free to finally chase those interests, those values that maybe got pushed aside for years. And it asks a very direct question aimed right at you listening. What will I do with the time I have left?
That's the big one.
It suggests shifting your focus. Maybe less about climbing the ladder or material stuff and more towards things that genuinely, feed your soul.
Which really forces a reflection, doesn't it? What does bring fulfillment when it's not tied to a job title or external validation?
Yeah.
And this new chapter is the perfect time to figure that out. Maybe dusting off old hobbies, things you loved but never had time for.
And it's not just hobbies, is it? The article mentions something deeper, too. The chance to maybe heal old regrets.
Oh, that's interesting. Like what?
Like maybe a friendship that faded away or a family connection that got a bit rocky. Retirement can offer the time, the mental space to actually work on mending those things.
Wow. Okay. So it's framing retirement not just as an ending, but as a real chance for growth, for reconciliation even.
Exactly. A conscious new beginning.
Okay. So this all sounds good in theory, but how do you actually do it? How do you make it happen?
Right. Well, the article stresses you need a plan. You need to be proactive, do some quiet thinking. And it boils it down to 4 key questions to ask yourself.
4 questions. Got it.
Let's tackle the first one. What makes me excited to get out of bed in the morning?
Okay, fundamental. Because without something you're genuinely looking forward to.
Yeah. Well, it's easy to just drift, isn't it? To lose that spark. The article suggests actually making a list. Write down things you really enjoy or things you used to enjoy, even years ago.
Makes it more real, I guess.
Right.
Less abstract.
Exactly. Helps you visualize it. What genuinely lit you up before work took over everything?
The article throws out some examples, playing guitar maybe, creative writing, visiting museums, painting.
Yeah, good examples. And it suggests concrete next steps, too. Like, if you love museums, maybe you can volunteer there.
Oh, nice. Or if you miss painting, sign up for a class. Community college, local art center.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe you always wanted to write your family history. Now could be the time to actually start that memoir. What I like about those ideas is that they often have an endpoint, a goal.
Right, that's key. A finished painting, a written chapter, regular volunteering shifts. It gives structure, a sense of accomplishment, keeps you sharp.
Okay, good stuff. What's question number 2?
The second one is, what exercises make me feel good about my body?
The physical side. We know exercise is important health-wise.
Yes, but the article frames it differently. Not just obligation, but how it makes you feel.
Feel good. Right.
It asks you to think back, what movement have you actually enjoyed in your life?
And if you draw a blank?
Then retirement's your chance to explore. Try new things. The article links it to mindfulness, too. Really noticing how your body feels when you move.
Interesting. So less about just burning calories, more about the experience.
Precisely. It suggests things like maybe a dance class, yoga, swimming, or even just walking the dog, but exploring new routes, new parks, keep it fresh.
Finding movement that brings joy, basically, not just a chore.
Exactly. It's an investment in your well-being so you can actually enjoy all that free time with energy.
Makes sense. Okay, number 3.
Question 3 goes a bit deeper. What activities nourish my soul?
Nurture soul. Okay. What does that mean in practical terms?
It's about identifying what brings you that sense of real peace, contentment, inner calm.
So think about moments or experiences that left you feeling centered.
Yeah, exactly that. The article gives examples like attending religious services, if that's meaningful for you, or simply spending quiet time in nature.
Okay.
And it makes a strong suggestion. Plan to do at least one of those soul-nourishing things in your very first week of retirement.
Wow, right from the start, prioritize it.
Yes, don't let it get lost in the shuffle. Intentionally build in time for what truly recharges you on that deeper level.
Got it. Okay, that leads us to the final question, number 4.
Right, the last one. Who do I want in my life and who is missing from it?
Back to the community aspect we talked about earlier. The social side.
Exactly. This tackles that potential void left when you leave your work colleagues behind.
Because those day-to-day interactions often just stop.
They do.
Yeah.
And the article gives some very practical advice here. If there are former colleagues you genuinely value, people you want to stay connected with, reach out to them within the first week or 2 of retiring.
Don't wait too long.
Right. The suggestion is the longer you leave it, the harder it gets to keep that connection going naturally.
Makes sense. But it's not just about old friends, is it?
No, definitely not. It also really encourages seeking out new connections, building new social circles.
Oh, where?
Through things like, well, those classes we mentioned earlier, community events, volunteering, religious groups, or spiritual centers.
Places where you're likely to find people with shared interests.
That's the key insight. Shared interests are the glue. If you put yourself in environments you enjoy, doing things you like, you're much more likely to meet people you click with.
So all 4 questions really point towards being intentional, proactive.
Absolutely. And this ties into something the article calls the longevity bonus.
Longevity bonus. What's that?
It refers to those extra years of relatively good health that many people now have after they retire. It's a gift of time, really.
Okay, a bonus period.
Yeah. And the core message is making the most of that bonus time, finding purpose, building community. It doesn't just happen by itself.
You have to work at it a bit. Plan for it.
You do. It takes conscious effort. And answering these 4 questions is presented as like the crucial first step in that process.
Shifting from just letting retirement happen to you to actively shaping it yourself.
That's it, exactly. Becoming the architect of this new phase.
So retirement isn't just about stopping something. It's a huge opportunity, really.
A massive opportunity for growth, for pursuing passions, for connection. But yeah, you need to approach it thoughtfully.
Okay, so for everyone listening, whether retirement is on the horizon or maybe you're already in it, it seems the takeaway is to really take some time with those 4 questions.
Definitely. What gets you excited in the morning?
Right. What movement feels good for your body?
What truly nourishes your soul?
And who do you want sharing this chapter with you? Who's missing?
Reflecting on those is the starting point for intentionally shaping what comes next.
So, building on that longevity bonus idea, here maybe a final thought for you to chew on.
Okay.
Now that you have this incredible bonuses time, this wealth of experience, What's going to be your most meaningful contribution?
Contribution.
Interesting. Yeah, meaningful for you personally, but maybe also for the world around you in whatever way feels right.
Yeah.
How will you actively make this next chapter truly count?